Harry, Ron and Hermione chose seats as far as possible from Percy in the common room that night. Ron was still in a very bad temper and kept blotting his charms homework. When he reached absently for his wand to remove the smudges, he ignited the parchment. Fuming almost as much as his homework, Ron slammed the Standard Book of Spells, Grade 2, shut. To Harry's surprise, Hermione followed suit. "Who can it be, though?" she said in a quiet voice, as though continuing a conversation they'd just been having. "Who'd want to frighten all the squibs and muggle-borns out of Hogwarts?" I got a scratchy nose. "Let's think," said Ron in mock puzzlement. "Who do we know who thinks muggle-borns are scum?" He looked at Hermione. Hermione looked back, unconvinced. "If you're talking about Malfoy..." "Of course I am," said Ron. "You heard him. You'll be next, mudbloods. Come on, you've only got to look at his foul rat face to know it's him." "Malfoy, the heir to Slytherin," said Hermione sceptically. "Look at his family," said Harry, closing his books too. "The whole lot of them have been in Slytherin. He's always boasting about it. They could easily be Slytherin's descendants. His father's definitely evil enough." They could have had the key to the Chamber of Secrets for centuries," said Ron, handing it down father to son. "Well," said Hermione cautiously, "I suppose it's possible. But how do we prove it?" "There might be a way," said Hermione slowly, dropping her voice until still further with a quick glance across the room at Percy. "Of course it would be difficult. Very dangerous, very dangerous. We'd be breaking about 50 school rules, I expect. If, in a month or so, you feel like explaining, you'll be sure to let us know, right?" said Ron, because she was taking so long. "All right," said Hermione. "What we need to do is to get inside the Slytherin common room and ask Malfoy a few questions without him realizing it is us." "But that's not possible," Harry said as Ron laughed. "No, it's not," said Hermione. "All we would need is some polyjuice potion." "What's that?" said Ron and Harry together. "Snape mentioned it in a class a few weeks ago." "Do you think we got nothing better to do in potions than listening to Snape?" muttered Ron. "That's exactly what they should be doing, is listening to the teacher. It transforms you into somebody else. Think about it. We could change into 3 of the Slytherins. No one would even know it's us. Malfoy would probably tell us anything. He's probably boasting about it in Slytherin common room right now, if only we could hear him." "This polyjuice stuff sounds a bit dodgy to me," said Ron, frowning. "What if we're stuck looking like 3 Slytherins forever?" "Oh, it wears off after a while," said Hermione, waving her hand impatiently. "But getting hold of the recipe will be very difficult. Snape said it was in a book called Most Potent Potions, and it's bound to be in the restricted section of the library." There was only one way to get a book out from the restricted section. You needed a signed note of permission from the teacher. "Hard to see why we'd want the book, really," said Ron, "if we weren't going to try to make one of the potions." "I think that if we made it sound as though we were just interested in the theory, we might stand a chance." "Oh, come on, no teacher's going to fall for that," said Ron. "They'd have to be really thick." Ooh. End of the chapter. The next chapter is chapter 10, and it's called The Rogue Bludger. We will read that next time. Find out what happens. Good night.